Welcome to Friday, right? Calm in the center of the storm. Marsha Grace here, your Calm Creativity Connector. And today, as I always say, that there is a way for you to view your feelings and your thoughts differently so that you can discover the solutions that you need for your business and for your personal life, even in the face of fear. And it all begins, of course, with your thoughts, as I say all the time, by shifting them from understanding, from fear to understanding, from all that external stuff out there to within. You can discover the answers to your problems. That's what I'm about. That's what I help busy, stressed out entrepreneurs learn how to do. And it's really something that you owe yourself. You owe yourself. Because especially in times like this where everything is so confusing, is that a good word? We really need to be able to handle the difficulties that we're experiencing. So today I am talking about stimulating your spirit. And I've said this many, many times that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. That's a quote from Teilhard de Chardin, a metaphysician, a French metaphysician. And what that really means is that we are physical beings. We're really multifaceted beings, are we not? We're a body. We have a mind, and then this thing about spirit. And what exactly is that? And maybe many of us don't really spend a lot of time thinking about, well, what's my spirit or what is spirit? So let me define my interpretation of what spirit means. Because just to clarify things. So for me, spirit means that part of us that's connected to something greater than ourselves. And you don't have to give it doesn't have to be God. It could be nature. It could be higher consciousness, universal information. I don't care, whatever you want to call it. It's that sense of belonging to something greater that we can tap into for help, for guidance, for nurturing, for feeling peaceful and joyful. That's what spirit, acknowledging our spirit, will bring to us, in my estimation. And so this works for across the board in any aspect of our life. When we bring our sense of spirit into our experiences, whether they're with our families or whether they're at business, in our businesses with our clients or whoever it is, we are going to have a very different experience than if we're coming from our ego. So I would differentiate ego from spirit in the sense that ego is the part of us that's kind of defensive, kind of on guard, kind of trying to protect us from things that it perceives are scary or worth being afraid of. Whether they are or not is debatable, of course. So that's how I would define spirit. And so we really there are many reasons to stimulate our spirit, especially in times like these. And so for the next 5 weeks, I want to talk about these various different ways to nurture our spirit, especially leading up to Thanksgiving and the holidays and all that stuff coming up, where we have to make big decisions. Are we going to have get-togethers with our families or not? How are we going to spend the holidays? I mean, these probably are things we're starting to think about now that the cooler weather is here. And there's a lot. We have a lot on our minds. And so when we bring spirit into the picture and allow it to inform our decisions, we're going to feel a lot more peaceful. So This is so. Let's just talk in general today, just as an introductory idea to this idea of stimulating your spirit. Let's just talk about the reasons why nurturing your spirit is a good idea. And the first thing, of course, I would like to say, and I think this is a really, really important one, because when you are scared, when you're worried, when you're fearful of something, and you're confused, you don't know what's happening, there's a tendency to get jumpy, and to get grumpy, to maybe feel anger, because anger comes out of frustration and fear. That's where anger comes from. When we're peaceful, we're not angry. You can't be peaceful and angry at the same time. Impossible. And spirit is the thing that connects us to our peace, whereas our ego, which is always, I said, is basically in defense mode, is coming from fear, and so it always is, ready to, get angry and jump on things, to get its point across. So that's one very good reason why we want to nurture spirit, to bring a sense of peace so that our anger dissipates. I'm not saying it's not going to come up, that we aren't going to feel jumpy, because, yeah, it's going to happen. But we can certainly allow ourselves to notice it more quickly and then realize we can do something about it. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing is about taking care of yourself. When you nurture your spirit, you're nurturing who you are, your truth, your beingness, who you are in the world. And as a result, you will present yourself in a much more caring and loving way. So, and that goes along with getting rid of the anger too, because you're going to experience more love. The opposite of love is not fear so much as anger. So, when we can, or the opposite, fear is anger. They're the same thing. So when we can eliminate the fear and the anger, we can make room for the love. And that's where everything begins to improve. Everything will be better, feel better. You'll be able to make better decisions, and your relationships will improve, and just flow more easily. There'll be more understanding. When we're coming from spirit, it's like our mind opens up. It's like this thing blossoms, and suddenly we see outside of our own little box, our ego box, that's me, and we see the bigger picture. And then we can see other people's pain, other people's suffering, other people's concerns, and then we're going to handle it totally differently than our ego would, coming from that fear and defensiveness. So this is the kind of things that are so important for us at this time, and really at any time, right? You improve your life by stimulating your spirit. And of course, the last thing, and I think a very important one also in terms of our life experiences, is coping with our stress. So we're all going to have stress. It's just part of life. It's part of being in a body. It's part of having businesses, or having going to work, or being with people in general. We're going to have stress, and so when you start to stimulate your spiritual nature rather than your ego nature, you will start to see that your stress will diminish. It's not that it won't happen necessarily. The stress might come up, but it's like that little bell, like Pavlov's dog, the bell rings and the dog salivates and all. So that as soon as that stress comes up, we hear that bell and we say, oh, wait a minute, I'm stressed, and I don't have to be. There's a peaceful part of my nature, which my spirit reminds me about. And so I can bring that forth and let the stress release. And there are many ways. I mean, over the last, I don't know how umpty-ump weeks, we've been talking about all the different ways to relinquish stress, or at least diminish it. And so, there are many practical ways to do that. And when you connect with your spirit, it will give you those. It will remind you of those. Say, oh, go take a walk. Oh, go. I don't know. Do whatever it is you love to do that releases stress for you. It'll tell you to do that, and then you will relinquish your stress. So the spirit activates our good intentions, activates them and gets them moving in the right direction so that we can experience a joyful and a peaceful life. Isn't that what we really all want? A joyful, peaceful, prosperous life, right? So, okay, so that's what I wanted to say about my introductory discussion of stimulating our spirit. As I said, we'll do that for the next couple of weeks. And now I want to do our second part, which is to do some breath work, because there's nothing like, especially when you're feeling stressed, one of the easiest and best things to do immediately is to do some breathing. And that will bring you back to the moment, and it'll help you just let go of, what's keeping us, so that our we don't even notice that our shoulders are up around our ears, and we just let them go. So, okay, so we're going to do a breath work. And then we will do a little guided meditation if you want to hang around. If you have to go, I understand. And please just give me a like, make a comment. Hi, Stephen. Nice to have you there. Just say something. Tell me how you feel about your spirit. Do you recognize that you have a spiritual part of yourself? I'd love to hear about it. So please do share it with me. And send this along to anyone you think would benefit from it. All right, so I'm going to light my candle, as I always do, so we can use the candle if you like to use a candle for the meditation part. Some people are comfortable closing their eyes, other people are not, so whatever is good for you is good for me. All right, so here we go. And I will bring you back with the gong. But first we're going to do our breath. So let me move this up over here. All right. All right. So the breath work. All right, today, why don't we do this? Let's breathe it. We're going to do 3 breaths. So 3 breaths, and we're going to do it this way. We'll breathe in 3 to the, to the count of 6. Then you're going to hold for 3, hold for 6, hold for 2, and release for 12. All right, so we're going to breathe in 6, hold for 2, and release for 12. So the first thing we do is we breathe out. And when you're breathing, if you've heard me talk about this before, you want to feel your belly, put your hands on your belly, you want to feel your belly expand as you're breathing in. So it's like a balloon, right? You put the air in and it expands. So as you're breathing in, you really feel that, not so much the chest. It's not that. It's the belly. You feel the breath going all the way down to the belly and filling the belly up. And then, all the way up. So concentrate on that as you're filling up. But first, I want you to release the breath. So we're going to release, just blow it all out, push the belly in as you're pushing out all the air. And then again, let's begin the breathing in. 1, and breathing in peace. Just breathe in peace. 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Breathe out all fear and anger. Let it go. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold. 1, 2, and release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Once more, breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold. 1, 2, and release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pushing the belly in. All right, let go now. Just let go. And if you want to close your eyes or look at the candle. And now let's just take a moment to feel the effects of that deep breath, filling our bodies with lots of good oxygen. And now, as you close your eyes or stare at the candle, let's talk about how we can connect with our spirit. How can we connect with that which connects us to the greater good, shall we say? How can we connect with that? Well, we can do that. We're doing it right now as we sit here and set aside every concern that came from before, anything that was going on before, and anything that's going to happen later. Just let that all go. Let it all go. And allow yourself to feel how good it feels when you're not concerned about anything, when you're just resting right here in the present moment and allowing yourself to feel all possibilities that exist in this moment. Because in the present, that's what exists. All possibilities for peace, for contentment, for acceptance of others, all the things that make a life joyful and happy, and allow us to prosper in our businesses and in our relationships with one another. So allow yourself now just to spend a minute or so in the quiet with an open mind and feel yourself floating. Just allow yourself to feel a sense of floating, like you're on a cloud and you haven't a care in the world. You are at total peace and it feels so wonderful. And you're just looking around, seeing all the beauty of the other clouds in the sky, this little blue in between, and it's just gorgeous and so peaceful. And you hear a very gentle tune playing around you as a soft breeze, and you are just so completely relaxed and at ease. And in this moment, be grateful that you have this connection to your spirit, that you can feel how wonderful it feels to be open, to receive guidance, to receive the answers to any questions that you may have. Just sit in the openness and wait with patience for the answers that you need, and they will come. So we'll spend a minute now, just be in a receiving mode and know that you're entitled to receive the answers that you desire. Okay, so come on back from wherever you may have been, and I hope that was a good time for you to get in touch, to feel a sense of peace and openness to all possibilities in your life. Letting go of limiting beliefs is one of the most beneficial things we can do for ourselves, and that'll happen when you open yourself to your spirit. So I hope you enjoyed today's, yes, thank you, Michael. I hope you enjoyed our discussion today, and please go to my website and hear another guided meditation. It's available to you there. And until next week, have a beautiful weekend and week. And remember what I always say, everything begins with a thought. So keep those thoughts light. Okay, bye-bye.